All right, I'm tired. So, whatever. So, in recent light of what I've learned about Ukrainian people, uh, Belarusian people, and Russian people, and their countries being some of the largest exporters of wheat, I just start thinking, well, if you cut off the wheat that goes into, a lot of these countries, African countries too, then you starve the people. If you starve the people, you can control the people uh, just through the allotment of food. You know, people start getting hungry, they do. I mean, they do heinous things to each other, and it's just a way to control them. So it reminded me of when I was looking at A&E. I think it was A&E. It was the History Channel, and I was looking at Rome and how there was a Roman emperor who didn't want to be an emperor, so he left the job up to his friend, who always envied him because he knew he was going to be emperor. And so when the emperor gave his friend a ring and was, just sleeping around with some guy's wife because he didn't want to do the job, this dude took the job too serious, and he told the people in Egypt who were exporting wheat, he said, take the wheat and put it into, my secret stash. And so they did. And while they did that, the people in Rome at that time, which were some around 1 million people, and they were starving. And while they were starving, they were also dying of the Black Plague. Now, people were superstitious of how the Black Plague got there, but the Black Plague was being spread through mosquitoes, and it was coming right down the main highways of which people would travel and going right into the city and making people sick. If you're sick and you're hungry, you can't fight the disease. So this guy knew this, and he figured that once everything gets to a fever pitch, no pun intended, he was going to reveal that he's going to be the savior, and he's going to take the place of the Roman emperor, and he's going to let everybody have the grain that he had stashed. Of course, he was found out. The emperor found out about it, stabbed him, and then threw him out amongst the people who were starving, and the people ripped him to shreds. If you control the food, you control the people. The mass shootings that you're seeing taking place, all this push to take away your rights to own weapons, and I do not own a rifle or anything like that. I don't own any weapons besides these. But all this push to, de-arm America, so the federal government can come in and take away your weapons legally. All the cops who are pretty much on steroids, when it comes to any case, and all the shootings that they've been doing, all to control you and to strike fear in you. And now, instead of the law being the law, now whatever a policeman says is the law. There are people being killed because you didn't follow a cop's orders. But all of a sudden, everything a cop says is a lawful order, everything they say, even though it's completely untrue. So the law your rights are being completely stripped away from you. Now the police officers are your masters. Okay? Now the police officers are your masters, 100%. They're your masters. If a police officer says, come here, you have to come. If he says, get on the ground, you have to get on the ground. with no rhyme or reasoning whatsoever. They are your masters. Okay? So, with all this stripping away of the law, of your rights, and then the war that is being fueled by NATO, there is no doubt in my military mind that Roman influence that we still live under is going to do the same thing that happened back then. They're going to do it today. They're going to control us by food. They're going to starve the world, and they're going to control each country by, like they did before, by wheat and war. That's what's going to happen. And you're not going to be able to fight back because you're not going to have any weapons. You're not going to have any weapons. There's going to be martial law against people who have weapons. We have already seen how martial law works. Which is going to, of course, cause a civil war. And they're going to win that war because they have more weapons than we do. So that's what's about to happen. It's all to bring us back under some kind of weird control and knock out large populations of people and just let them starve and die, and then go in and have a complete restart. That's what's going to happen. It's your boy Tone 202. You heard it here.